At Teklu on Friday we celebrated your 20th anniversary as a headmaster, as a director here in our German church school, and which moved me was your short sentence that you said it was not the easiest time when you started here at the German church school. What are your feelings when you are looking back right to the 20 years ago when you started here?
Yeah, in the first place, thank you for making it possible for organizing for this anniversary, which I didn't think about and has never thought about. But it was a wonderful moment for me, and I enjoyed it so much. It gave me the opportunity to look back 20 years and start exactly where I started. I mean, I was welcomed, of course, given a very ice-cold welcome in that same parish hall. This anniversary was also held at the same place, of course, with a lot of colleagues and staff and teachers around me and around us, so I could see the difference. I had an ice chilly welcome because it was a kind of a transition time. My predecessor left after having discord with the board and the pastor who was the pastor family who were here. So I came in the middle of a kind of a turbulence.
How old have you been there?
You mean my age?
Yeah.
I was 36.
So that's an early age for coming in trouble in a troublesome school. Did you feel that you could manage that?
Yes, of course. The type of challenge was quite different.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm used to challenges. I was coming from a church school. I was leading a church school. So I'm really used to such kind of challenges, but in a different way. This was quite different. Different because the staff was already divided. Different, some were already resistant to change in a very clear way. It was different because only a few could support this idea of change, but a very warm welcome from the pastor and the board.
It was family Fedler
Family
was
Fedler.
at that time
Yes,
in the pastor's house.
Exactly. The Fedlers were here. They were very strong in their conviction to the work and the ministry of the church, and they were determined already, to make a difference. So somehow they needed someone who will automatically take up this conviction and move towards change. So in a way I had to prove that, and but it was simultaneously I had to confront the resistance, which was not that easy, because it is not only the division here, it had its backing from outside. So it was a lot of things at the same time which we don't have to go deeper into. So that was the challenge, and so as a newcomer, and for that matter as a director who is going to lead the work of the school, it was not that easy to start in the middle of such a resistance.
What were your instruments, or what did you bring in to move the hearts and to win the hearts and to change structures so that a fruitful cooperation was possible?
In the first place, I had to check whether I am on the same page with with the pastor and the board, and at that time the board of governors, where 2 staff members are already members there. So after a while, from the first day of my arrival here, I 100% understood that the federals' heart was with me, and that they were there to give me their right hand. This I realized from the outset, and that the board was also on my side, and that they are willing to move ahead because there were big projects already on the table. In the first place, the construction of the new building was on paper, so there was no looking back. This was one thing where I got the strength to go on with. Secondly, I found myself into a small praying group, and then I wanted to have this prayer team, of course, a small group of praying teachers. I made myself part of this group, and then we started to pray together for change, and for the strength to go on. Mm-hmm. So for me, this was a kind of a resource which I can use as a springboard to get to the heart of the others.
Very good. And obviously, after 20 years, you are still here. We are very thankful, therefore. And so this source of prayer did show fruits. Why have you stayed for 20 years? There must be a motivation behind, because I think 20 years staying in one school, that is indeed a specialty.
Yeah. It indeed is. I mean, as you can imagine, challenges, bring forward some kind of an opportunity as well. And so I had the opportunity to work more, not only to tackle the problem, not to give an answer to challenges, but also to see changes. So, in the first place, since it was only acting as a social service center, I came from a school which was academic. I mean, purely doing academic work, no social support. So I came with that mentality. I determined to make this school a school. Not only somebody who gives step or oil once in a month, and then the student vanish into the community, and you don't see the result. So, and the board was also of that mind, and I said, we have to make a school out of this social service center. And then we started to give tutorial classes to students in different subjects, in nearly all subjects, including the Saturdays. So intensified the tutorial class so that we could see academic achievement in the students. And we managed, and we also included grade 7 and 8. And that was an encouragement. Even before this building was constructed, we started grade 7. I got permission from, at that time it was a zonal education bureau, and I used to know them from my experience in the other school, and I approached them, and they gave us a certificate to go on with grade 7 and grade 8.
So you are behind that this school is on a high academic level. How does this show in figures? How many of our students are having some kind of school grade, academic grade, after they leave our program?
Yeah, from the day we started with grade 8, our students took the first grade 8 national exam in this school 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How many did succeed?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. For the last 20.
Not a bad figure.
Yeah. For this year's batch is going to be the 19th batch. Mm-hmm. And during the last 19 years, we had only one student who failed in grade 8.
Okay. So grade 8 exams are real
Grade
success story.
exams are 99% success. And the same is true with grade 10 and grade 12 national exams. Of course, this is one way of telling the success of students, academic success of students. So we nearly attain 95% of pass in grade 9, grade 10 and grade 12 national exams also. So that's why we currently have more than 200 in universities.
How many are passing the university exam?
Once they join universities, so far we are, according to our statistics, 95% also of them complete from universities, and including those who join vocational training colleges.
So indeed your proposal 20 years ago to make out of a social center a real school with academic, with a certain academic level succeeded.
Exactly, exactly.
That must be a good feeling to look back on 20 years.
Exactly, but you know, when we shifted from social service center, it also brought up the idea of giving better social service to the children.
So you combined it.
Exactly, better social service center. The idea actually came later, that we give better social service to the children. Like, I mean, now we started to give them bread in the school. This is only 19 years old.
The school breakfast?
The school breakfast, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we felt, we were watching some students sneaking away from classes, sleeping on Janmeda.
Because they were too hungry.
Because they were too hungry. And seeing this, I proposed the idea to the board, and the board was also, the problem was there, you know, for years. But it was not tackled in such a way, and then we started to offer bread, and then we had 100% attendance at school.
Very good, yeah.
And then later on also we included banana. Of course, initially we also included orange and banana interchange from one day to the other, and later on we continued with this provision of fruits also. And at a certain point, even during fasting period, we have tried to give them honey, which was not very easy to get.
No. This is a sticky kind of a school breakfast, yeah.
Yeah.
This German church school is asked not only once why Germans shall invest in Addis Abeba into educational project, why a German church school shall stay on, and of course we have to answer this question for, say, the year 2020 or 2025, because we want to answer this to our donors, but we also have to answer this to the Ethiopian authorities. Why would you think we should go on after your year-long experience?
Yeah, the successes I tell you, know, I'm telling about a child from a poor family. Whatever success I tell, whatever strengths of the school, of the center, of the church we speak, we are speaking about the success that we see in a child from a very destitute family, or a child with disability, be it visually impaired or physically disabled. So this makes the school very special, and the service that we are giving at in this school. So and the poor are always with us. I mean, in this part of the town or another part of the town.
As Jesus says.
Yeah. So I mean, as long as the poor are there, as long as children with disabilities are there, this is the right place for them, where they should get the appropriate service and the appropriate education. So this is what makes me continue, and this is what I encourage others to continue with the school. Whether they are in Ethiopia or in Germany or other parts of Europe, this is what we have to continue catering to children from the poor or children with disabilities.
Some people say now, after so many years, the Ethiopian society should be able to give these services for the poor and for the disabled themselves.
Yeah.
And there is no need to go on. What are your ideas about this question? Is there a special need for a German church school?
The need is always there because it depends on what type of service you are giving.
Mm.
There are now a lot of organizations have cropped up, especially non-governmental organizations, and it's a must for them to incorporate in their projects about disabilities or about gender and whatever you have there. I mean, because since it is compulsory. But the question is the service that they are rendering, does it really address the need of those with disabilities? Is it really making a change in the life of the children from poor families or children with disabilities? That is the question. This is the big difference.
And you would say the German church school makes a difference?
Exactly. I 100% say that this is a school which is giving the best service to children, especially with disabilities and children from very poor families. And this is what I can testify as a school director, and this is also the testimony that I get from other organizations that come to us to share experience, who send their employees to for field visit to check what we are doing here. And so we are not alone in the testimony, with the testimony of this school.
So thank you very much for 20 years engaging with brain and heart, and of course also with your soul, for the sake of the children of the German church school. That is something we really appreciate, and we really appreciate also that you stay with us and that you are finding ways how the school can do the good service also in future for the children of Addis Abeba, for those who are destitute and in need of our service. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for making this time also possible for me, and I look forward to seeing the school as a better model of inclusion also during your service and ministry here. I want to see it serving better and proving to be a better model of inclusion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bless you.